Vadi Paschatadine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. The backs of the that's okay, but just move it. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Keep it. I'm just scared. Sri Advaita Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Shri Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva. Gaura Brahmanande, Hari Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Gari Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samaveta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Wednesday program ki jai, Nitai Gaura Brahmanande, Hari Hari. So today we'll do something new. We're going to do little meditation for a couple minutes. Where you are physically present, stay there. But subtle body, you travel and pick some nice flower and offer to Srila Prabhupada and your Guru. And while we are reciting the Mangalachara, okay? This is the best practice we must do. We should take it very seriously. Om Jnanati Mirandasa Enanjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Gita Sri Vishakanitancha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Pancha Kalpa Taruvescha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. Why do we chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? I discussed before. Can somebody Give me some enlightenment. Why do so? Just to let you know, those questions that we make, just to refresh, they are from a particular section of Bhagavad Gita. It is not randomly from Bhagavad Gita. We are following a sequence. Slowly, we're going from one chapter to another chapter. And last week, we didn't have a program here, but we had a program in a mysterious place. And we had the same amount of people, few devotees came. And we did up to third chapter, Bhagavad Gita, up till 15. So today we are starting from 16 to 25. Are we keeping up on third chapter? Good. And then next week, the question, when it comes, you will find those questions relevant from 25 to probably, let's see, in the third chapter, how it is divided, Lord Krishna gives a very nice, maybe I can give you a little chart so you can have a clear idea. 1 to 10 is a karma yoga, is better than jnana yoga. Everybody is familiar with the karma yoga, jnana yoga. We discuss about it. That you know the goal of life is Krishna, but you still like to enjoy the sense enjoyment. You follow? Goal of life is Krishna. You want Krishna, but you also count your profit from the business, from whatever you do. I can relate because I was like that. Maybe I'm still like that, but it doesn't show. So that's not actually pure Krishna consciousness. But it's related. It's next to Krishna, pure Krishna consciousness. It is also Krishna consciousness, but it is not completely 100%. Means my interest is still there. And don't feel bad. We have a good amount in the Zoom today, and I hope they're listening also very well. So the point is that karma kanda is bad, but karma yoga is very good. And Prabhupada translate karma yoga as a action in Krishna consciousness. We understood that. Now what is jnana yoga? Because 1 to 10 is karma yoga, is better than jnana yoga. Now what is jnana yoga? So you have to remember also, jnana yoga means you know Krishna, goal of life, but you still like to speculate, mental speculation. Mental speculation is still there. For what? Why you do this? To understand Krishna. But that's not a good way. But you accept Krishna is the ultimate goal. You believe that. But you still like hovering little mental speculation. Mental speculation is like you wonder like, how is the taste of Krishna? Taste of water is Krishna. How do you worship taste of Krishna water? Well, it didn't say you offer incense to the taste of water. Krishna says, I am the taste of water, in a sense that nothing exists without him. All our nourishment in our life, even the intelligence, even the ability to work, Purusha Nishu, it's all Krishna. It's coming from Krishna, from that sense. So then 10 to 6, if you are not qualified for karma yoga, then practice karma kanda, because it will eventually lead to karma yoga. What is karma kanda and karma yoga? Just to have a brief, we just discussed before, that there is a prescription in Veda that as a human being, it is a rare life. Human being should not be taken as a lightly. Your first priority is that this human life is to solve all the problem of material existence once for all. And if you miss this, it's kind of human life is like one Acharya says, well, Prabhupada says, it's like a bird in a caged. Now, I don't know in America you see that. In India, I saw that the people who trap the bird in a cage, but after living inside the cage for many years, they take it outside and let the bird come out. And the bird comes out and it goes here, there, but it goes back to the cage. Why? Habit. Good, habit. One thing. It's like a sense gratification. It's a habit. Even though we know it's a rare life, but we still go for it. I'm a victim of that. I was falling for that whole life. Somebody kicked me, maybe Maya and devotees like it. So I started waking up. But I see that it is there. So that's a good thing. Another thing, ignorance. The bird does not know that he can actually live without the cage. Isn't bird living outside? Go outside and see. The birds are living without the cage. Actually, no cage is there. Everybody is living in the branches, some trees and somewhere. But the bird in the cage have no knowledge that he can be free completely. He can live any branches. So that's another side of the habit. One is a bad habit, and then another side is that do not have a knowledge that I can live without it. Okay, that's good. So this is one example. Another example, it's scary. One Acharya gave, one of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He said human life is like a blind man who got trapped in a house and he doesn't know how to get out. There is a door. So finally, he lived so long in that house as a blind, he kind of like got addicted to live there. So he's coming, like he's going on the wall. When he came near the door, he had a itching feeling, you know, itchy feeling. And he started itching. Instead of like holding the doorknob, he just missed it. And because he missed it, he has to go to again 8 million life to come back to there. It's scary, but we have to take it in our heart. It is scary that if we miss the human life, it's not easy to come back. So that's reality of human life. So in a human life, you can learn this karma kanda to karma yoga. So karma kanda and karma yoga, what is the difference? We talked about karma yoga and jnana yoga. Everybody is aware, right? We just talked. Karma yoga and jnana kanda, one thing is common, that they all know goal of life. Krishna is goal. But one like to still enjoy the sense gratification as the priority. That's called karma yogi. And jnana yogis, they like to speculate. There are a lot of, amongst us, we know ultimate goal, but still I like to speculate. So this is dangerous. And then karma kandi means they want to go to heaven and enjoy. So they do some Vedic rituals, very strict. Karma yogi also does that, but the difference is, we discussed, difference is opposite. One is karma kandi, they want to be attached to the enjoyment and going to heaven. And jnana yogi, they want to be detached from the world to get liberation and then go to God. Okay. Then 17 to 24, if you are not qualified, if you are qualified jnana yoga, Krishna said, still you do karma yoga. Very unique. That is today. Everybody with me? Okay. Then the next week, so you can, when you find the question, you'll think 25 to 29, maybe we'll go to 35. There's a two section, 25 to 29 and 30 to 35. The text number, I'm talking about the sloka. You have the book, right? Okay. So 25 to 29 is karma yoga and karma kanda difference, more details. Then you may think like, all this technical, do I really need to learn those? Yes, Prabhus and mothers. Is this Mother Puja from Canada? The Maharaj has invited you, huh? Okay, thank you, welcome. Yeah, he mentioned me. And then 30 to 35, how karma yoga elevates. You follow? 30 to 35. So if you focus like this, then when you read those sloka, you can actually understand, grasp it. It's not like randomly Krishna just spoke. Krishna spoke very scientifically. He gave something we can relate. You follow? So next week will be 25 to 29 is what? Karma Yoga and Karma Kanda difference. And then to 30 to 35 is Karma Yoga elevates. It's so nice. So today we'll start with that. We'll go to the 16. Can we have the book? And we can all start together. $16. Okay, before that, 3. We are on third chapter, yes. So before that, please, I'm asking everybody to fold your hand and chant 3 times. Why do we chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? I asked already few hundred times, maybe. Why? Somebody please help me. Why not chant Krishna? Om Namo Bhagavate Krishnaya. Very good. Now you're thinking, good. Vasudev, the word Vasudev, this is from chapter 4, Adi Lila. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this secret. Ichha Shakti Pradhan Krishna, Ichha is Sarvakarta. Everything runs, material, spiritual, by the desire of Krishna. He is the script writer. You follow? And he is the actor. Jogomaya is the director. Radharani is the heroine, actress. Krishna is the actor. That's how, if you remember it, it will be easy. Krishna is script writer. He is actually, everything runs by him. He knows what he's doing and he wants to do that. And because he is all lovable, everything is lovable. But you have to be aligned in order to see it. So the next line it says, Ichha Shakti Pradhan Krishna Ichha Sarvakarta Jnana Shakti Pradhan Nama Vasudev Adhisthata. Because Krishna is right here in our heart, in the deity, but we cannot perceive. Why? Our consciousness is contaminated. So to purify consciousness, we pray to Vasudev, who is the predominating deity of consciousness. Vasudev is the predominating deity. Pure goodness. As soon as we have the connection, we will see everything Krishna. So let's fold our hand and pray to Lord Vasudev. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nastaprayasa Vadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki. There are 4 personalities in that prayers. Later on, you can meditate on it. You think until next week. You don't find very clear. Very nice. We pray to Supreme Lord first. Second is Narayana Rishi. Third is Goddess Saraswati. And fourth is Vyasdev. And we all added one. This is not in the verse. Srila Prabhupada, who gave a beautiful purport, commentary, and translation for our. So 5 personalities. Always you think, it's not just the verse coming out. It's the personalities we focus. Okay. So chapter 3rd, text 16 together. Evam pravartitam chakram na anuvartayate haja agayar indriyo arama mogham partha sajibati. Kumar Prabhu, can you read? Yeah, translation. Louder.
For a person delighting only in the sense reason.
Purport?
The mannerist philosophy of work very hard, enjoy sense gratification is content herein by the Therefore, for those who want to enjoy this material world, the above-mentioned cycle of performing yajnas is absolutely necessary. One who does not follow such regulations is living a very risky life, being condemned more and more. By nature's law, this human form of life is especially meant for self-realization in either of the three ways, namely the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. There is no necessity of rigidly following the performances of the prescribed yajnas for the transcendentalists who are above vice and virtue. But those who are engaged in sense gratification require purification by the above mentioned cycle of yajna performances. There are different kinds of activities. Those who are not Krishna conscious are certainly engaged in sensory consciousness. Therefore, they need to execute pious work. The yajna system is planned in such a way that sensory conscious persons may satisfy their desires without being entangled in the reaction of sense gratificatory work. The prosperity of the world depends not on our own efforts, but on the background arrangement of the Supreme God, directly carried out by the demigods. Therefore, the yajnas are directly aimed at a particular demigod mentioned in the Vedas. Indirectly, it is a practice of Krishna consciousness because when one masters the performance of yajnas, one is sure to become Krishna conscious. But if by performing yajnas one does not become Krishna conscious, such principles are counted as only moral codes. One should not therefore limit his progress only to the point of moral codes, but should transcend them to attain Krishna consciousness.
Okay, so we made a question that what is the result of our performing jagna? What is jagna means? Jagna does not mean only in front of the fire you offer some oblation. Om Bhu Swaha, Om Bhuva Swaha, Om Sat Swaha, Om Bhurбhuva Sat Swaha, Sahana Bhavatu. All those mantras, I used to do that also. But that's not what jagna means. That is part. That is one type of jagna. Jagna means sacrifice you offer to God. If you do not offer your life, you do not offer your food that you eat, if you do not offer your activities, then it is not jagna. The human birth is for the jagna. Everybody understand this? So before in this chapter 9, one of the most prominent verse, we should memorize that verse. Jagyartat karmano annatra lokayam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kunteya mukta sangha samacharet. Jagyartat karmano annatra. Jagyartat karma. So what done for the sacrifice of Vishnu? What is the work you do? For Vishnu's pleasure. Period. Jagyartha, artha, jagya artha, the words you can like break down. Jagyartha karma. Work done for what? For the pleasure of Vishnu. Otherwise, annatra lokayam karma bandhana, it will bind you. So all these people in this area, Alachua, those who are not doing for Krishna, what is happening to them? What is happening to them? They get sucked in. They will suffer for it. When you see this, knowing this, then you feel bad. You want to help them. You want to at least make them chant Govinda or something, somewhere, to at least ignite some fire. Give them prasadam, something. Even it's not enough, but at least begin. They have no credit. This is very serious. So here in this verse, it says that do we become Krishna conscious or moral code conscious? It's very interesting. It's a contemplation. Because I did not make the question. I picked up from Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada said here that By performing jhana, if one does not become Krishna conscious, such principles are counted as moral codes. You know, I didn't see you Mangalarti. I don't see you chanting. I'm just focusing on the process. I'm not focusing on the purpose of the process. This is very important in life. We need to focus on the purpose of everything we do. Otherwise, we will fall for the codes. But that's not the purpose. What is the purpose of all the rules, regulation? What is that? What is that sloka? No, not the Jagartha. And if you don't, jo shastra vidim utsijja vartate kama karata. No so siddhim. Samapnati no sukham no paramgati. You will not get siddhi, success. You will not get ultimate goal. And you will not be happy if you don't follow. Then what should we do? What is all the rules, regulation? Everybody should memorize that. Smartabha satatam Vishnu vismartabha na jatuchit sarve vidhi nisheda suya atair evo kinkara. Kinkara means what can I do? All the rules, regulation are with folded hand. What can I do? To what? To who? To one principle. Never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna. So what is the purpose of the rules, regulation? And never forget him. So if the rules, regulation is not helping me to remember Krishna, I'm just watching who has come, who is doing what, but not actually encouraging them or be positive that this is actually benefiting, then I'm missing the link. Everybody understand? This becomes the, why Prabhupada said this? Because Prabhupada saw this. He sees in his, you follow his own realization, so he expressed. So this is the first question. Now there is also another question we made, that what causes our consciousness to be rusted? You know, rusted, like iron, rusted? Rust. Like it's not clean, it's not sharp, it's not fit to work. How can we sharpen it in order to cut down the material tree of life? What causes our consciousness rusted, first of all? Well, I don't know if you ever went to chop a tree. I don't know if anybody ever did it. I did it when I was a little boy. I used to do that. You did? Okay, good. You take an axe and you go like this. Imagine if the axe does not have a sharpened part. It's like a, we call bhuta, means like a flat. And you work so hard, sweating, but nothing is happening. Well, some chips coming out. You probably never will take the tree down. If you want to cut down your material existence, you have to have a sharp axe. How do you sharpen the axe? So when we think that, the biggest destructor or dissipator of our consciousness is what? Sensuality. It is not actually even sense enjoyment so much, it is the obsession. It is the obsession. Most of the people in this world, it is not the sense enjoyment, it's that just they are contemplating what they can enjoy, where they can enjoy, how much more they can enjoy. And they go on online or this, that, net, and they just spend like hours and hours. It's the obsession, you follow? But this obsession makes your axe to cut down the material tree rusted. Now you got it. What causes the rusted? Obsession on what? Sensuality. Yes. Bodily needs is one thing. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We understand this four. Arnita, Bhai, Maitun. Bodily need. But obsession on the bodily need is what kills. I mean, not kills, that makes the spiritual life almost impossible. When someone has a difficult in life to practice spiritual life because they are obsessed on the bodily need. So it's a metaphor given that we do with our consciousness, whatever we do. For example, if a child, one mother told me here, that when child wants to like study for a particular time in the computer, and there is a little Game Boy. I don't know if you're familiar what is Game Boy. I'm sure you do. In the computer, and he's went on Game Boy for 2 hours and didn't do anything for the study. Now you guess what next time will happen? It's not gone. It is got an imprint in his thought. And to get out of it is very difficult. So we should be aware of this. Can you do that? Yes. On my own, I also experienced whatever the obsession I had. Anytime I would see old houses, I immediately think to remodel. I can do it. I can see like how much profit is coming. And I did. I did not lose any money ever. You know, any houses I did that. And I could see, okay, I can do this, like I can see the profit double. It's like automatically comes because I did so many. But then you think like, this is not good. It's wasting time. And philosophically, I like cut down my mental thought, and I see that. I see it doesn't appeal anymore. You follow? So it's not difficult to get out, but you have to be willing to get out. It's not going to go away, but you have to be willing to withdraw, and then eventually to withdraw, and then you have to also guard. Other day we discussed, you remember, if you have a bodyguard, say one bodyguard, you have a gunman, so he's protecting you. But make sure bodyguard also get food and he is maintained. Otherwise, if he's like guarding you, and the guy who wants to cheat or steal from you, and the bodyguard is so tired, you didn't take care of bodyguard, and he's like falling asleep, and the guy come and give him lethal injection. What happened? You'll be completely asleep, and you'll rob everything and gone. So what is the value of bodyguard? So what my point is, your intelligence will guard you, but make sure you guard your intelligence so that intelligence can guard you. You follow? This is so important. It's a practical example. Okay. So then the third question comes. We're going to go to text 17 together. We're going to read. This is a beautiful verse also. Where are you? Okay, together. Jastu atma ratir evasat atma triptascha manava atmani eva cha santusta tasya karjam na vidyate. Mataji, can you read? Did you everybody understood? This is talking like a somebody who is literary drawing. There is a 3 word is there. If you look at in the Sanskrit, atma tripta. No, first is atma rati. He takes pleasure. Where? Within him. Atma tripta is self-illuminated. Then again, atmani in himself, santusta. So there is a 3 times atma mentioned. 3 things he does. It's very interesting. Okay. For him, he does not need anything from anyone, anytime. And Krishna conscious devotees should have that kind of satisfaction internal. Okay. Yes.
No longer has any duty to perform. Duty is being Krishna conscious, all impiety within is instantly cleansed. An effect of many, many thousands of yagas performances. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. His duty thus becomes self-eliminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligations to the Vedic instructions. Such a Krishna-conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuation.
Very good. So one question is, so if somebody is situated in that position, do you know anybody situated in that position? Actually, there are many devotees. But if you are not experiencing this, you may not see it. It's very interesting. You will come to a point just by thinking of Krishna and Prabhupada and serving, you are satisfied. You don't need anything from anyone, anywhere. It's such a liberated position. But that time, if you work as a duty, like Krishna going to speak later on, that as a biggest leader, when he comes to this world, in Dwarka or Vrindavan, he always exhibit like how he is active. In the morning, he would get up Mangalarti time. On the Saturday, I was mentioning in the class that Mangalarti is done by Krishna every day. 3:36 a.m. They literally, Krishna bathe, brush his teeth, just like we do, and he meditate. Only Prabhupada over there, he said, Krishna meditate on himself because there is nothing equal or above. But we should not do that. We should meditate on Krishna, not on ourselves. Thank you, Prabhupada, for that. It's very funny. So in this case, this is very interesting. It says, seek freedom from weakness. We said liberation. Yes, what the question was? How do you find liberation from weakness, not liberation in weakness? Now, grasp this. We need freedom from weakness. What is weakness? What weakness we have? What? Urges. Try to see that. Freedom from urges. What urges? When we're agitated, sex or whatever it is, people cannot control. They try to fulfill it. I know for a fact, they try to fulfill it. They cannot see that's actually they're pulling it down. They control. Those urges control soul. This is not good. Now, how it is relevant to the spiritual life? Because it weakens. These urges, try to understand, weak, weakens. W-E-A-K-E-N. It weakens our determination. You take a vow to Guru or, spiritual path, you want to progress. But this sense gratification, these urges, this actually weakens our vow, determination. For what? To act constructively. You say, I'm chanting, I want to be more attentive. But if you indulge those urges, you can't focus on it. It cannot go. You cannot go on both. It is not possible. What Krishna is saying, practically, we are experiencing this. You cannot have both. So the point is our weakness are self-destructive forces. Within us, where is the lust? Where is lust? Anger, where are they? Within us. Within this demarcation. We are not this body, but the soul is not outside the demarcation of the body. It's within. Demarcation means it gives a ruling area where the consciousness will go. If there is an ant right here, I have no feeling. But if the ant's on somewhere on my body, I have automatically hand goes there. What is this? Ant or something. Because demarcation is given where the consciousness is flowing. Consciousness flows where? Where consciousness flows? How consciousness flows? Blood. By the blood. Without no blood, no consciousness going. And where the blood comes from? Food, food, food. If you don't eat, there is no blood. Blood is produced by the food. So that's why food has to be purified. Food has to be offered. It has to be prasadam. If it is not prasadam, it is something garbage, whatever. I mean, like non-prasadam. Then blood will carry, blood is produced and it carry those dirty consciousness. This is very scientific if you deeply think. Yes, Prabhu.
Horrible thing, because I realized that the consciousness in that blood, it affected me so I was
Yes.
believe it was perhaps so much horrible during the night.
Thank you for confirming. It's true, because we don't know where the blood comes, whose blood it is. The guy probably eating beef and his blood is given to you, you will get affected. There's no way you can escape. It's a very scientific. Yes.
Kids in the family, if they did not prepare the food in a very peaceful and loving way, you will see the reaction.
Yes.
So, critical to make food in a very peaceful, loving, nourishing, and imagining that this will help my family.
Yes. There's a famous verse. There's a ninth chapter in Bhagavad Gita 22. There's a Patram Pushpam Phalam Tuyam Jaume Bhakta Prajachati Tadaham Bhakta Uparita Asnami Prajatatmana. In that sloka, there is a two times one word is used. Krishna spoke. He says Bhakta. With a devotional attitude, you cook, you prepare. That's why somebody say, what about the potato chips? I say, who made it? So what do you mean, who made it? It's from Walmart. I say, I'm not, yeah, but do you know who cooked it? No. I say, so that person didn't have any intention to offer it to Krishna. So you already half is gone. Half value of the food offering to Krishna is gone. You can still offer it. If you're starving, there's nothing you have to eat. Okay, you can continue, but you have to be aware, the cook, when they cook, the eagerness to please the Lord, that itself Krishna accept. That's why Prabhupada writes in the purport, why twice mention? Because it is the person who prepare and then person who offers it. Then Krishna takes it. So this is a good point. Thank you. Yeah. You go to Miami. How important is the car? Very important. I mean, you want to reach the destiny or no? So how important is the car? Even though you really don't have a direct connection with the car, but car is taking you there. So similarly, blood is carrying the consciousness. Now, if the car has some problem, some cranky noise, are you affected? But you are not car. You are separated from car, but you are still affected because you are riding on it. So when the blood is carrying the consciousness, whatever the contamination in the blood, it's affecting the consciousness. Yeah, it's affecting you now if you take that blood. Contaminated. Yeah, but those are like so subtle. The modern science cannot detect the consciousness, so they don't know. They think it's just everything is a matter. So it's a good point. Thank you. So everybody has understood that point. The freedom from weakness refers to freedom from the lower urges. Why? Because those urges weakens our determination to act constructively. If you want to be progressing in spiritual path, you have to literally control those urges. Not that you don't feed the body. Body needs sex, body needs food, body needs sleep, body needs whatever body needs. You provide, but don't be obsessed with it. It's so true. 99.9% people in this world are obsessed about more money, more food, more this, more this. It's like they cannot stop thinking. I can see. Every time I drive by, I used to think like, I can buy this house and make more money. Do I need it? No, but even my, obsessed. This obsession is very dangerous. These things actually detrimental to our spiritual progress. So our weakness are self-destructive forces within us, such as lust, anger, all this greed. Why? Because they distract us from important things to trivial sensual things. Huh? Sleep is needed, but there's an art. There's an art. I generally don't like to say it because recently I said something, I felt bad, not so. Because before I used to sleep good amount because my body was requiring. No. I used to sleep like 6 hours minimum, and Sunday I would sleep like even 8 hours, 10 hours some Sundays. But nowadays you learn an art. You go to sleep 9:30. 9:30 I'm just out. Generally 1 o'clock it just automatically ring bell. 108, 105 is like I should look at it. Automatically the eyes open and say 108 or 105. It's like okay, time. I know it's 108. Actually, it's many times 108. Other day was 111. It's like, okay, very lucky number. Krishna is very kind. But then during the day, you take a little nap. 10 minutes, 5 minutes equal to 1 hour sometime. 1 hour sleep and 5 minutes nap is equal. But you have to know the art of it. It's like difficult to explain. Like when you're like tired. Like for an example, when I read Bhagavad Gita, after half an hour, 45 minutes, I feel tired of sleeping. So I read loud and I don't fall asleep anymore. So you just adjust, learn the art, how you can. But you need to give rest to body. Otherwise it's not good. 6 hours is good. Don't give more than 6 hours. Because body, I tell you, I was speaking one time, it says, if you don't give the share of the devil's portion, devil will take over you. One person told me he was trying to be like so strict on sleeping, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, not more than that. And then after 5 days in Vrindavan, he just could not go to Mangalarti. He thought, just let me rest, I can't. And then he slept for 11 hours. He was not even aware. And then he said, whole day passed, I didn't even chant. Was it worth it? So you're figuring out. You cannot do unnecessary. You have to be aware that how much your body can take it, how much you can actually handle. You go by slowly progress. But you can discipline, for sure, you can discipline. Definitely you can discipline and come out of it. But the art of sleep, in a sense, today is not the subject, but since you asked that question, like before you go to sleep, the best thing is you put a Prabhupada's video. I mean, not video, the audio. I have in my iPhone and it goes on for like 15, 20 minutes. And like by the time it stops, I'm already gone out. And it's very sweet because what you feed in the body through the ear, through the mouth, through all the senses, whatever you feed, they react. Sleep is required because body need to heal. It's required, you follow? During the chanting or other time, if your body is tired, what does that mean? Means body needs energy to digest or some other part of the function. That's what it, so you have to discipline. You have to discipline, that's all. But one day we'll talk about this sadhana. Is that okay? Thank you. Yes. So Bhakti Yoga is the time-honored process to redirect our love from the world to Krishna. During our bhakti practice, Krishna consciousness practice, if we still define freedom as freedom in weakness, we will feel deprived and practice bhakti half-heartedly. But if we redefine freedom as freedom from weakness, we will appreciate Krishna consciousness as the process towards freedom and practice it wholeheartedly, thereby attaining the supreme freedom. Okay. Now the next verse we go. We just did 17, yeah? Oh, also there's another question was made. It's very interesting. Generally, when you think of freedom, what do you think of freedom? We think the freedom is like, you feel like, oh, I'm free. Like you feel like some empowering, liberating. But there is something, it's not complete true, the definition. There's something more. Freedom provides us an opportunity to make choices according to our will, unconstrained by the external pressures. But freedom also entails the responsibility to make wise choices and to live with the consequences of those choices. Like, for an example, if you think like, okay, I chanted, now I'm freedom, but you have to maintain that mood of the sadhana. You have to maintain that thought of Krishna. So you have to carry that thought. You follow? Freedom doesn't mean like, okay, you chanted, now you're free, done. No, you have to maintain that like a kind of like a burden, you can say. But you have to carry that burden for ultimate freedom. So when you think like freedom, okay, freedom means, okay, I'm done. I'm like, not exactly. That's not exact definition of freedom. So freedom, that's not, I mean, that's not true. Actually, if you look at the word Krishna used, it's not fully true, just like you're free. No, not like that. So the bottom line is, rather than agitating for freedom, we need to grow spiritually to shoulder the burden of freedom. To help us grow spiritually, here Krishna is explaining that Bhagavad Gita provides a purpose and perspective. Very nice. By understanding life's bigger purpose and by harmonizing our longing for freedom with that purpose, we can make choices that harness our potential and brighten our future. It's very interesting. One, Acharya says, I remember many years back I read, I think Baladev Vidyasam Thakur or Siddhar Swami, one of them says that just learn how to tolerate. Even if you feel pressure, even if you feel torture, just learn. Why? Because you will be free eternally. If you don't react, if it is you feel humiliated or somebody put you down, it's okay. Just take it, take it. Not that your mind will like it. Mind will feel like to punch that guy or whatever that they would, or say bad thing. But if you can learn how to tolerate, just tolerate, 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 tolerate. For eternal life, you'll be free. Just by doing one life sacrifice. So is it worth it? Yes. I think like that many times. Not that everything I like in life, every happening. People say so many things, this, that. Just tolerate. Don't give importance. Because it gives such a big reward. It's unbelievable. That is true. But if it is harming to Guru Vaishnava, then we can protest. That is for a service. But if it is for my own sense gratification, I must learn to tolerate. There should be a nice... On the text 19. Let's do the 19 quickly. We didn't do the 18. You want to do the 18? Okay, go ahead. But we're running out of time too. That's why. Let's do the 19. You could do the 18 at home. Tasmat asakta satatam karjam karma samachara asakta hi acharam karma paramapnati purusha. Mother Tejaswini, can you read? Purport?
Man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment. When to act on behalf of the Supreme is to act without attachment for the result. That is perfect action of the highest devotee recommended by the Supreme Personality of God and Sri Krishna. The Vedic rituals like prescribed sacrifices are performed for purification of impious activities that were performed in the field of sanctification. But action in Krishna consciousness is transcendental to the reactions of good or evil more. The Krishna conscious person has no attachment for the result but acts on behalf of Krishna alone. He engages in all kinds of activities but is completely non-attached.
Very nice. In the purport, there's a one line I highlighted. That Arjuna is told that he should fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra for the interest of Krishna. So Prabhupada in a morning walk, he says the main focus he had in his life, that everything is for Krishna, nothing is for me. This principle saved always him. We can adapt that. Whatever you're doing, your children, whatever you have, like how it is for Krishna's pleasure I'm doing it. If you can transform that, this will give you inner joy. You'll be very happy. It's very interesting. On this also, this sloka, there's few things. Frustration in material life is not sufficient for spiritual life. You ever met, oh, I'm tired of world, I'm tired of my family or relation. This is not sufficient for spiritual life. Because bhakti is sustained by determination, inner connection, not by tribulation. Frustration, it's okay if it brings you to Krishna consciousness or some spiritual concept, but it is not sufficient. You follow? So we should focus. It has to be positive attraction to spiritual life. Frustration is a negative. Positive attraction is tasted and demonstrated by sustained commitment. Tested means for myself, it is a test. Arjuna, this is very nice. So one will attain the supreme. So Krishna is saying, just by doing one duty, one can attain the supreme. How one should do his duty? By detachment. This is the verse is focused. Yes. But Arjuna is thinking, but I have seen most people who wants liberation renounce the world. And Krishna says, no, no. There are some example that without renouncing, rather everything you engage in, you get liberation. An example is given. Who? I think the next one. Yes, you'll see. Janaka, Sita Devi's father. Yes. Next verse, 20. You'll see the Janaka. Can you read the someone translation?
Consequently, they had no obligation or respect to the aides. Nevertheless, they performed prescribed activities just to set examples for the people in general. Janaka was the father of Sita, the father-in-law of Lord Sri Rama. Being a great devotee of the Lord, he was transcendentally situated. But because he was the king of Mithila, a subdivision of Bihar province in India, he had to teach his subjects how to fight righteously in battle. He and his subjects fought to teach people in general that violence is also necessary in a situation where good arguments fail. Before the Battle of Kurukshetra, every effort was made to avoid the war, even by the Supreme Court's party, and the other party was determined to fight. So for such a right cause, there is a necessity for fighting. Although one who is situated in Krishna consciousness may not have any interest in the war, he still wants to teach the public how to live and how to act. Experienced persons in Krishna consciousness and act in such a way that others will follow. This is explained in the following.
Very good. In the beginning, we discussed about how karma kandis and karma yogi externally perform their prescribed duty in the same way and want to elevate themselves. Who remembers? How is that karma yoga is higher than karma kandas? Because karma kanda binds. How they bind? They want to go to heaven and enjoy there. And karma yogi, they want to do the same thing, but they want to liberate, detach from the world. So externally both are same, but internally vast difference. So we discussed that. I'm going to just end with this. This one question, very nice question. Why does our behavior matter? When we believe something, how does this affect the way we act? That was the last question. Well, we may try to share our belief with others by showing how rational our beliefs are. But people see how much we walk our talk. How well behaved we are. To better appreciate this, let's turn the situation around. When do we feel inspired to inquire about others' beliefs? Anybody ever does? Very rare. Very rare. Usually when we are attracted by their behavior, when we see that they are good human beings by universally understood parameters of human behavior, are they polite? I mean, I may be chanting 64 rounds, I may be great sadhu, but if I am behaving with the neighbor horrible, do they care that I chant 64 rounds, I am a good sadhu? No. Everybody understand my point? It is very important. When there was some problem in Japan, the neighbor, because in Japan, the houses are like very clustered, like space is a problem, like. So there is some partition between the two houses, a little problem. But then the lady came out and Prabhupada was happened to be around, and he just didn't even mention anything, the problem with the property. He said, how are you? Your age, you are walking very nice. It was like very cordial, normal. He didn't say Hare Krishna, you should chant Hare Krishna, you're going to die, nothing. Just say, normal. And this lady started smiling and she was like a very, and then another devotee said, oh my God, she was so mean. We saw that, but she's like so gentle with Prabhupada. So there is an art. Because it doesn't matter how great Prabhupada is to her if she does not see that Prabhupada has a gentleness. Is it? So Prabhupada was genius on this. He knew the art, how to deal with the people. Then he got her attention. So this way she got benefited spiritually. But in the beginning, we have to deal also like this, with devotees at least, and with all others. This is very important. If we can manifest all the good qualities amidst our lives up down, then we can connect with people, then communicate the principle and practices that are scared for us by putting what is first for people first in our interaction with them. We can help others on their spiritual journey. This is very, very true. This is very true. People do, I mean, in one sentence you can think, people don't care what we believe. They care how we behave. I'm sure you experienced that. Yeah.
He met one devotee, and they were like, "You're a meat eater, you're gonna go to hell," and like they were like, "You should be vegetarian, like you should develop Krishna consciousness."
They told him.
They told the UPS driver, and then that UPS driver went back to Gita and was like, "Are all of you like that?" He's like, "Because you're very nice, and you don't just try to shove Krishna consciousness down my throat and like call me a murderer." So he has affection for Gita, but it reminds me of that same thing.
Yeah, they are not doing actually favor to Krishna consciousness. If somebody just try to impose the philosophy, we need to learn how to cater. The three principle, care, is so important, so important. Yes. So this is very true. The bottom line is people don't care how great philosophy you have, what is your understanding, what do you believe, but they do care how we behave. So this is beautiful. So we'll end here, unless you have more question. Anybody, any question on the Zoom? If you have, you can ask also, or we'll just sing some.
Haribol Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Gopal Radhe Prabhu. I'm so happy
Haribol
to
Prabhu.
see you.
Thank you so much. Such a wonderful, wonderful class. I was interested in knowing the three principles of caring. You just said a little bit and left it off. I would like to know the three principles of caring. Thank you.
I didn't want to open it because it was like a big topic, but I'll say in a short, because you're asking, that care means responsibility. Generally, we don't think like this. Care means responsibility. And one good example that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you all know that story, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in, you would say, experiencing in the mood of Radharani that a deep emotional attraction towards Krishna. His internal world in Gambhira. But still the Navadip from the Bengal, all the devotee came. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also, means he cares so much for the devotees. He talked about Vasudev Datta. I don't know if you all know Vasudev Datta. Vasudev Datta is the one devotee that Mahaprabhu said he can sell me to anybody he likes. So much he loves Vasudev Datta, he said he has a right to sell me to anybody he likes. But Vasudev Datta, such a Mahabhagavat, but he needs help from the community. So this is called care. Mahaprabhu cared for Vasudev Datta. How? He told Shivananda Sen, Vasudev Datta doesn't know how to manage his family money. By the time he gets the salary, whatever the money he gets, before he comes, by the time he comes to the house, all gone. He gave people, because people are always so much struggle. So but then his family struggled. There's no money. He gave it away. So Mahaprabhu, he appointed Shivananda Sen to take care of his finance. You follow? So care means also responsibility. This is Mahaprabhu exhibited. Care also means, actually you can have many topics on that. So care means responsibility. Care also means you you deliver others, you go out of your way. Did Mahaprabhu need to take sannyas? No. Why did he take sannyas? He was happy. He has a beautiful mother, most gorgeous wife. His name, fame, money, everything is coming. Family life is wonderful. Krishna consciousness going on. You follow? They are all devotee. Why does he need to give up family life? Because those students, they created such a havoc. They even had a meeting to give a beat up Nimai. And Mahaprabhu felt so bad. He said, I came to deliver this world, all this living entity. But right here in my hometown, people don't know, don't understand. And he said, if I have to take sannyas in order to deliver them, if I take sannyas, because in the culture was that when you see a sannyasi, you immediately bow down. You follow? Still today in Bengal like this, all over India, that you see any sannyasi, you immediately pay respect. Then their offenses will go away and they will deliver. So care means sacrifice, such a sacrifice. Mahaprabhu, family, young wife, mother, nobody else to take care, but he sacrificed everything just to take care and deliver all those offenders. So care means many things. Mahaprabhu himself exhibited like that. Such a, sometimes I think like, wow, unbelievable. And why those young children? Because if you say anything bad about God, you're going to suffer. We are all servant. We're not suffer. We're supposed to glorify God, not say anything. And what to talk about? Beat up God. I mean, we're laughing, but it's actually deadly offenses. But Mahaprabhu sacrificed his life. So he exhibited like care means sacrifice, care means responsibility, like that. Many incidents, many cases Mahaprabhu exhibited like this. One day we'll discuss about it for an hour. Thank you, Gopal Radhe Prabhu. This is wonderful. Yes? You had a question? Oh. Anyone else? Otherwise, we'll just have a little bhajan for a couple of minutes and then. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare